Founding myths. Romulus and Remus. The legend of Romulus and Remus is central to the founding myth of Rome. According to Roman mythology, the twins were the sons of Mars, the god of war, and Rhea Silvia, a Vestal virgin and daughter of Numitor, the rightful king of Alba Longa. Numitor's brother, Amulius, had usurped the throne and forced Rhea Silvia to become a Vestal virgin to prevent her from bearing any children who might challenge his rule. However, Mars impregnated Rhea Silvia, and she gave birth to Romulus and Remus. Amulius ordered the twins to be drowned in the Tiber River, but they were miraculously saved. The river carried them to safety, where they were found by a she-wolf, Lupa, who nursed them in her den on the Palatine Hill. Eventually, a shepherd named Faustulus discovered the twins and, with his wife, raised them. As they grew, Romulus and Remus became natural leaders and eventually discovered their true heritage. They overthrew Amulius and restored Numitor to the throne of Alba Longa. The brothers then decided to establish a city of their own. They chose the location near the Tiber River where they had been saved and set out to determine who would be the city's ruler. According to tradition, they used augury, observing the flight of birds to interpret the will of the gods. Romulus saw more birds and claimed the right to rule. In a tragic turn, a dispute arose between the brothers, leading to Remus's death at the hands of Romulus or his supporters. Romulus then founded the city of Rome on April 21, 753 BCE, and became its first king. He named the city after himself and established its early institutions and fortifications. Early kings. The Roman kingdom period is traditionally dated from 753 BCE to 509 BCE and is characterized by the rule of 7 kings. These kings played crucial roles in the development of Roman society, governance, and infrastructure. Each king contributed uniquely to the growth of Rome, leaving a lasting legacy. Romulus, 753 to 717 BCE. Romulus, the legendary founder, and first king of Rome, established many of the city's initial institutions. He organized the Roman legions, created the Senate, composed of 100 noblemen called patres, and established the concept of Roman citizenship. Romulus also divided the people into 3 tribes and instituted the practice of abducting women from neighboring tribes to ensure the city's growth, leading to the famous episode of the rape of the Sabine women. Numa Pompilius, 717 to 673 BCE. Numa Pompilius, the second king, was known for his wisdom and piety. He focused on the religious and cultural aspects of Roman society, establishing various priesthoods and religious institutions. Numa is credited with creating the office of Pontifex Maximus, the highest religious authority, and organizing the Roman calendar, adding January and February. His reign was marked by peace and religious devotion. Tullus Hostilius, 673 to 642 BCE. The third king, Tullus Hostilius, was a warrior king who expanded Rome's territory through military conquest. He is best known for his defeat of Alba Longa, incorporating it into Roman territory. Tullus's reign was marked by a focus on military discipline and the strengthening of Rome's army. He constructed the Curia Hostilia, a building for the Senate's meetings. Ancus Marcius, 642 to 617 BCE. Ancus Marcius, the fourth king, was a grandson of Numa Pompilius. He sought to balance the religious devotion of his grandfather with the military ambitions of his predecessors. Ancus expanded Roman territory, established the port of Ostia at the mouth of the Tiber River, and built Rome's first bridge, the Pons Sublicius. He also incorporated the Janiculum Hill into the city. Lucius Tarquinius Priscus, 616 to 579 BCE. Lucius Tarquinius Priscus, the fifth king, was of Etruscan origin and brought significant Etruscan influence to Rome. He is credited with numerous public works projects, including the construction of the Circus Maximus, the establishment of the Roman Forum, and the beginning of the Temple of Jupiter on the Capitoline Hill. Tarquinius Priscus also expanded the Senate and reorganized the Roman military. Servius Tullius, 578 to 535 BCE. Servius Tullius, the sixth king, was another significant reformer. He is famous for implementing the Servian constitution, which reorganized Roman society based on wealth and military capability. Servius divided the populace into different classes and centuries for military and voting purposes, creating the foundation for the Roman Republic's future political structure. He also fortified the city with a wall, known as the Servian Wall. Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, 535 to 509 BCE. Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, the seventh and final king of Rome, was known for his tyrannical rule. His reign saw significant building projects, such as the completion of the Temple of Jupiter and the Cloaca Maxima, Rome's great sewer system. However, His oppressive policies and disregard for the Senate led to widespread dissatisfaction. The rape of Lucretia by his son Sextus Tarquinius sparked a revolt led by Lucius Junius Brutus. This revolt resulted in the expulsion of the Tarquins and the establishment of the Roman Republic in 509 BCE. Social organization. The social organization of early Rome was complex and evolved over time. During the kingdom period, Roman society was divided into several distinct classes, each with its own roles, privileges, and responsibilities. Patricians and plebeians. Roman society was primarily divided into two major classes, the patricians and the plebeians. Patricians. The patricians were the aristocratic class, descended from the original senatorial families appointed by Romulus. They held most of the political power and controlled the religious and legal institutions. Patricians were landowners and formed the ruling elite of Rome. They had exclusive rights to hold certain religious and political offices, such as the consulship and the priesthoods. Plebeians. The plebeians were the common people, including farmers, artisans, and merchants. Initially, they had limited political influence and were excluded from many important roles in government and religion. Over time, however, they sought and gradually gained more rights and political representation through a series of social and political struggles known as the conflict of the orders, clients and patrons. Roman society was also characterized by a patron-client system, a hierarchical relationship of mutual obligation between patrons, patroni, and clients, clientes. Patrons were typically wealthy and powerful individuals, often patricians, who provided their clients with legal and financial support, protection, and influence. In return, clients offered their patrons loyalty, political support, and various services. Clients were often plebeians or lower status individuals who relied on the support of their patrons for survival and advancement. This system reinforced social hierarchies and created networks of influence and obligation throughout Roman society. Family structure. The Roman family, or familia, was the fundamental social unit. It was headed by the paterfamilias, the oldest male member, who held almost absolute authority, patria potestas, over the household. The family included not only the immediate family members but also slaves and other dependents. Paterfamilias. The paterfamilias had control over all family property and decisions, including marriage, financial matters, and legal issues. He could even sell or punish family members. However, his authority was balanced by social norms and expectations of paternal care and responsibility. Women and children. Women in early Rome had limited legal rights and were under the authority of their fathers or husbands. However, they played essential roles in managing the household and could exert influence within the family. Children were raised with a strong emphasis on discipline, education, and the values of Roman society, such as loyalty to the family and state. Religion. Religion played a central role in the social organization of early Rome. The Romans practiced a form of animism, believing in spirits and gods that inhabited natural objects and phenomena. Key religious institutions and practices were established during the kingdom period, laying the foundation for later Roman religion. Priesthoods. The early kings established various priesthoods, including the Pontifex Maximus, the chief priest who oversaw religious practices and rituals. The Flamines, who were priests dedicated to specific gods, and the Vestal Virgins, priestesses of Vesta, the goddess of the hearth, were also significant religious figures. Religious practices. Religious observances were integral to daily life and public affairs. Rituals, sacrifices, and augury, divination, were conducted to seek the favor and guidance of the gods. The Romans believed that maintaining good relations with the gods, pax deorum, was essential for the prosperity and stability of the state. The Roman kingdom, from its legendary founding in 753 BCE to the establishment of the Republic in 509 BCE, was a formative period in Roman history. The myths of Romulus and Remus and the reigns of the early kings laid the foundation for Rome's political, social, and religious institutions. The social organization of the Roman kingdom, with its divisions between patricians and plebeians, the patron-client system, and the central role of the family and religion, shaped the development of Roman society. These elements would continue to evolve and influence the Roman Republic and Empire, leaving a lasting legacy on the world.